The distress beacon had been broadcasting for 73 hours when Captain Zarath finally accepted the inevitable. The Corvani research vessel Distant Light hung dead in space, its hull breached in 17 places, life support failing, and 3 of her crew already lost to the void. "Captain," whispered Engineer Velkin, his crystalline exoskeleton cracked and leaking the luminescent fluid that served as Corvani blood. "The hegemony fleet, they're 3 days out at minimum. We won't last another 6 hours." Zarath's compound eyes dimmed as she surveyed the bridge. The Thrakari pirates had struck without warning, their massive dreadnought emerging from hyperspace like a nightmare made manifest. The Distant Light was a research vessel, unarmed, unarmored, carrying nothing but scientific equipment and a crew of xenobiologists returning from a routine survey mission. The pirates hadn't even bothered to board. They'd simply unleashed a devastating barrage, crippling the ship for the sport of it, before jumping away to hunt easier prey. They'd left the Corvani to die slowly, as was their custom. "Sir," Communications Officer Thissera's voice crackled through the failing comm system. "I'm detecting something on the edge of sensor range. It's moving fast." "Impossibly fast." Zarath dragged herself to the sensor console, her injured leg leaving a trail of luminous fluid. The readings made no sense. Whatever was approaching was accelerating at speeds that should have liquefied any biological crew, pulling gravitational forces that would crush even the most advanced artificial gravity systems. "Mass signature suggests a cruiser-class vessel," Thissera continued, her voice growing stronger with curiosity despite their dire situation. "But Captain, the energy readings are off the charts. I've never seen anything like this." Through the viewport they could see it now, a sleek predatory shape that seemed to devour the starlight around it. Unlike the elegant curves of Corvani vessels or the brutal angular designs of Thrakari ships, this craft appeared to have been forged from darkness itself. Its hull absorbed light rather than reflecting it, and along its sides, geometric patterns pulsed with an eerie blue radiance. "Unknown vessel. This is Captain Zarath of the Corvani research ship Distant Light," she broadcast on all frequencies. "We are in desperate need of assistance. Our life support is failing and we have wounded crew members." The response came immediately, transmitted in perfect Corvani despite the alien accent that colored each word. "Distant Light. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force vessel Leviathan. We received your distress call. Hold tight. We're coming for you." Zarath felt her breathing apparatus flutter in confusion. Terran, the name meant nothing to her. In all her years traveling the galaxy, she'd never heard of this species or their defense force. The unknown ship, the Leviathan, began to decelerate at an impossible rate. Any crew aboard should have been reduced to paste against the forward bulkheads, yet the vessel maintained perfect control. As it drew closer, Zarath could make out more details. The ship bristled with weapon systems unlike anything in the galactic databases, sleek, deadly, and somehow organic-looking despite their obvious artificial nature. "Captain Chen," Zarath transmitted, "we are grateful for your response, but you should know. The attackers were Thrakari pirates. They may return and their dreadnought outguns most hegemony vessels. You should extract us and flee before—" "Ma'am," came the calm reply. "With respect, we don't flee." Before Zarath could respond, her sensors screamed warnings. 3 massive hyperspace rifts tore open nearby, and the Thrakari dreadnought emerged alongside 2 destroyer escorts. The pirates had returned, perhaps drawn by the energy signature of the mysterious human vessel. "Well, well," came a guttural transmission from the lead Thrakari ship. "Fresh prey. Unknown vessel. Surrender now and we may grant you a quick death." The human captain's response was not transmitted on open channels. Instead, the Leviathan simply moved. Zarath had witnessed many space battles, but nothing had prepared her for what she saw next. The human ship accelerated toward the 3 Thrakari vessels like a spear thrown by some cosmic god. As it moved, sections of its hull began to shift and unfold, revealing weapon systems that defied conventional understanding. The first salvo from the human ship was pure energy, beams of coherent light that cut through the Thrakari shields, as if they were made of tissue paper. But it was the second salvo that made Zarath's crew cry out in amazement. Missiles poured from the Leviathan's launch tubes, but these weren't ordinary projectiles. They moved with serpentine grace, weaving around return fire, accelerating and decelerating independently, as if they were alive. Impossible, breathed Velkan. Those missiles are maneuvering at 40 Gs. The guidance systems alone would need to be. His words were cut off as the human weapons found their targets. The first Thrakari destroyer simply vanished in a ball of superheated plasma. The second managed to fire a desperate broadside before its hull cracked open like an egg, spilling atmosphere and crew into the void. The dreadnought, veteran of 100 battles, turned to flee. It never had the chance. The Leviathan had already moved again, appearing above the massive pirate vessel as if it had teleported. A single massive weapon extended from the human ship's belly, something that looked more like a cannon from an ancient fortress than a space-age weapon system. The shot that followed lit up the entire system. When the light faded, the Thrakari dreadnought was gone, leaving only expanding clouds of debris and the echo of its death scream across the communication channels. The Leviathan moved alongside the distant light with impossible precision, matching the research vessel's tumbling trajectory perfectly. Docking clamps extended, and within minutes the human ship had established a firm connection. "This is Captain Chen," came the voice over the comm. "Prepare to receive medical assistance and emergency repair teams. We'll have you patched up and on your way home within the hour." As Zareth watched human soldiers in powered armor moving through her ship with practiced efficiency, sealing hull breaches, stabilizing injured crew members, restoring power systems, she couldn't help but ask the question that burned in her mind. "Captain Chen, if I may ask, what are humans?" "We've never encountered your species before." There was a pause before the human captain responded, and when she did, there was something like humor in her voice. "We're new to the neighborhood, Captain Zareth, but when someone puts out a distress call, we answer. That's just what we do." Looking out at the debris field where the Thrakari ships had been, Zareth found herself believing that with neighbors like these, the galaxy was about to become a very different place. Perhaps, she thought, it was about to become a much safer one. The humans had come roaring from the abyss of unknown space, and they had brought hope with them.